Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm Tomonori Takeuchi, so I'm studying the long-term memory. I'm a neuroscientist, and also I joined the Gftd DAO in Japan. So I'm very happy to share what is the Gftd DAO and what is the Gftd DeSci. So title is Toward a Wellbeing Society. So first, just see some video, the Barack Obama and Joe Ito, the conversation. So the topic is ethical question and the neurodiversity movement. And so the interviewer asking start to get into these AI's ethical questions and what is the role of government.
It was worrying about a heart stent, is a very different problem. So basic research from government, convening to make sure the conversations are happening, ensuring transparency, but as things mature, making sure that there is a transition and a seamless way to get the technology to rethink regulations, and as Joey pointed out, making sure that the regulations themselves reflect a broad-based set of values, because otherwise, if it's not transparent, we may find that it's disadvantaging certain people, certain groups, or that the public is just suspicious of it.
I can say one thing about that. It ties to two things. So one is when we did this car trolley problem thing, we found that most people like the idea that the driver or the passenger could be sacrificed to save many people, but they would never buy that car. And that was the sort of short version of the result. The other related thing, which is, I don't know if you've heard the neurodiversity movement, but this is if we solve autism, let's say, and Temple Grandin talks about this a lot. She says that Mozart and Einstein and Tesla would all be considered autistic if they were here today. I don't know if that's true, but
they might be on the spectrum.
On the spectrum. Right. So if we were able to eliminate autism and make everyone normal, I bet a whole swath of MIT kids would not be the way they are. And you probably wouldn't want Einstein as your kid.
As somebody who was in Cambridge at the Harvard Law School, I didn't want to echo that stereotype about.
And some of the stereotype, but some of the brilliant kids are kind of on the spectrum. And I think one of the things that's really important, whether we're talking about autism or just diversity broadly, one of the problems I think is that allowing the market and each individual to decide, okay, I just want a normal kid and I want a car that's going to protect me, is not going to lead to a maximum for the societal benefit. And I think that whether it's government or something, we can't just have this market driven. And I think a lot of these decisions are going to be this way.
I think there's a great point. And it actually goes to the larger issue that we wrestle with all the time around AI, and science fiction taps into this all the time. Part of what makes us human are the kinks. They're the mutations, they're the outliers, they're the flaws that create art or the new invention. Right? We have to assume that if a system is perfect, then it's static. Mm-hmm. And part of what makes us who we are, part of what makes us alive is that it's dynamic and we're surprised. One of the challenges that...
So I think the rest the word is very important to us.
How do we...
So yeah, they are the mutant and the outliers and flaws that create art and their new invention. So then we think to avoid excessive government intervention and not to be swayed by market-driven ideologies, we believe that it is best to view gifted as a common, so-called as social shared capital, and operate it using Web3 with support from government and individuals. That is why we are creating the Gftd DAO. So then, okay, so what is the Gftd DAO? So we call people with developmental disabilities as gifted. So Gftd DAO is a non-profit community established in 2022 with METIC, that is High Range IQ Organization, High IQ Certificating and Supporting Association, and Gftd Japan as social founder. We aim to support people who are geniuses and charming, yet somewhat absent-minded. Through empathy and co-creation, we aim to heal loneliness and fragmentation, create a state in which members are filled with well-being and contribute to a well-being society. Right, so who is a member for Gftd DAO? So we use the IQ test. So IQ is the general indicator for gifted, but it is just one of many factors. So we considered our members as an extended family termed Miuchi, this is Japanese, and currently 10 members are active, including the AI developer, social hacker, designer, neuroscientist, and punk researcher, and engineer who's Ukraine. So we think the eccentric is the people who are using one's talent for oneself. But we thought the genius who is using one's talent for others. So here we now show the panel for the 4 different stages for the gifted. So here is the 6 geniuses, and here it's sorry, I missed. Here is the sick and the eccentric, and here is the healthy eccentric, but here the sick geniuses, and here is the healthy geniuses. And so we support all of the developmental disabilities people come to these stages. So then we are now thinking, how can we achieve this aim? So one question is, what kind of ecosystem easily generate value for geniuses? And second question is, how can we enhance the well-being of the gifted? So first question, what kind of ecosystem easily generates the value for geniuses? So we look at the 4 dimensions, and the social, and the gifted, and the businesses, and research. And so combined with all of the system, and so then we try to create the good environment for the gifted. So there are each dimensions have some kind of issue, but hopefully this ecosystem solve all of the issues. And the next question is how can we enhance the well-being of gifted? So often the individual with the developmental disabilities encounter family-related issue called karma. Parents of those may also have developmental disabilities themselves. So family-related issues that exist in one's family before their birth are common and ingrained within the family dynamics. This can make it difficult for the individual to recognize that the problem exists. By leveraging the insight from the various fields of science and the power of technology, we believe that expanding our circle of friends and society as an extended family can enhance our well-being. So this slide shows the present activities for the Gftd DAO. So the member can get their NFT called the Gftd Chikuwa Neko Ninja Club. So you can get the OpenSea for these NFTs. So mainly we have active in their Discord. So communication and co-creation activity inside the Discord. And so we now start to the research activities regarding their Gftd, including their digital clones for members, regional LMM, and also their scientific definition of gifted individuality, including their genetic analysis and digital donation while alive. And also their visualization of neural circuit for well-being and development of AI counselor who collect habits of thought. And finally, architecture of members' behavioral and biometric database. So let's look at the Gftd DeSci project. So today, I'd like to introduce the 3 ongoing projects. So one is analysis of the genome for the Gftd the individuals, and the second is the gelatinous banana. So, and third is change their past without changing the past. So first, the genomic analysis for the gifted individual. So the genome-wide association studies called GWAS for understanding the molecular basis of intelligence in Japanese people. So here, this is the Manhattan plot, and show there's some their mutation is related to their intelligence in European people. So collaboration with the GeneQuest, and we did there some pilot study. So 3 members do the GWAS study and calculate the average score for their polygenic scores. And 2 the gifted person have a very high score, but the normal neuroscientists near to the average. So probably we can detect some kind of their good marker. So because the genetic background differ between the Europeans and Japanese, we aim at analyzing SNPs associated to their intelligence in Japanese individualities. So the next step is we're looking for the 10 high IQ individual to detect their original SNPs. So second project is gelatinated banana, creating the gelatinated banana or identification of the well-being circuit. So this slide shows some kind of clearing of the mouse whole brain and body by the magic solution. So this is the original mice brain, but putting into the magic solutions and then seems like transparent. And this is also the body of the mice. And creating this kind of cleared tissue, and then we can image for the whole brain like this. So individual dot is the individual neuron inside the brain. And so different color show the different brain area. Right. So, and then the third project is the development of the AI counselor. So this slide shows the situation for the researchers. So now the researcher facing the increased competition and also the information overload, and that causes the mental strain for the researchers. And so actually, this is my result for the well-being circles. So the blue is the average the score, and pink is my score. And so sometimes good score, but some point is very bad. So I try to up my well-being level. So how can I achieve and increase my well-being scores? So then I'm thinking probably we developing the AI counselor to hire my or everyone's well-being. So it all depends on how you perceive the things. So I'm the researcher for the learning and memory, and the related long-term memories are connected and forming a network structure called schema. And so we are using a schema, and we can quickly process and judge the new and the relevant information. So this is the good things for the schema, but bad things is we are always using a schema, something the habit of the thought. So if you have something negative schema, and then everything you receive for the negative or something like that. So then the important thing is changing the habit of thought. So something like focusing on the positive aspect of the things. So this slide shows the model for the cognitive therapy. So there is 3 steps. So event happening, and so then people receive this information and the brain processes, and then create the outcome. So event come, and then the schema and process this kind of information and come to the automatic thought, and then create emotion. If something error in the reasoning, so then this emotion should be negative. So it is not external event, but individual cognitive process that generate the negative emotion. So the idea is changing this kind of schema or the automatic thought negative to the positive. So this is the process for the cognitive therapy. The step 1 is notice automatic thought and emotions. And step 2, identify the underlying schema of automatic sort. And then step 3 is modifying the schema. So using the kind of ChatGPT, so we create the AI counselor to do this kind of the cognitive therapy. So this is the present activity for the Gftd DAO, and so please join the Gftd community that support each other and shows your talent. So we are welcome to participation of the individuals who share our community's purpose and wish to help. So there are 3 ways. So one is mint. You can get the NFT in this site. And the second is referral from existing members. And the last one, so we create the IQ quiz now, and so you can answer this quiz, and then if your answer is correct, you can join our society. So win 10 Ethereum worth of membership by answering these questions. So the left side is a little bit easy, but on the right side, very difficult. And so, yeah, I completely don't understand the answer, but you guys can answer the quiz. And so scan this on the QR code and also come to our booth. So we provide user the number, and then you can answer and send the information. And so this is also the very difficult quiz. I don't completely understand, but you can probably enjoy. And so last, I'd like you guys ask your idea or opinion. So there are specific issues in the Gftd DAO management. So the question is, so how should we gather potential gifted individuals, and what evaluation criteria should we use to select them? So we now had adapted high-range IQ test and inviter responsibility system for convenience. But we are seeking ideas other than the current approach and idea to update our current method. So yeah, thank you for your attention.